10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
100 mana
But
to break a Lincoln.
yeah, break a Lincoln's Rift. So I think that's also one of the things. It's like this hero that gives you minus armor, gives you stun, gives you damage amplification, gives you save, gives you for the enemy team as well. It gives you a lot of stuff. I think most of its stuff though, like all its spells are on the weaker side. Its save isn't as good as an Oracle. Its stun isn't good as a Lion. Minus armor is okay. So I think it's a jack of all trades here. It's like the Juggernaut of support.
Like her spells are definitely really good in the right circumstance. I think the biggest weakness is just her base damage is so crappy. Like she's like kind of weak in lane, level 1-2 times. I mean, tri-lane she works okay.
She's good in tri-lanes because the minus armor is stronger with 3 heroes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they picked the Sun, Navi.
I'm seeing these 3 combos a lot. Tide, ET, Leshrac, and these 3 heroes complement each other.
DG picked a direct game 1.
Tide wants to force objectives, and he doesn't have any tower hits, so Leshrac complements that. ET complements the Leshrac's teamfight by buffing his magical abilities.
It makes it easier for like Lesh to stay alive. They can't just all dogpile on the Lesh if he gets out of position because they still have to worry about counter initiation.
Yeah, I saw LGD run this too. Tide ET
remaining.
Or like ET.
But magic damage, a lot of physical.
5 seconds.
Kind of an all-around strong team.
It is really cool actually.
I thought Zayak had a really good performance yesterday with Earth Spirit. The CG, about to see more Earth Spirit.
He doesn't have an Alchemist though. He got an Axe from his Alchemist. That was very good at the end of even before the eggs, I think. He does a lot on this hero, so he's going to open up the map for this. Be a little more greedy, I think. But,
yeah, I would argue the eggs isn't as big of a deal this game because it's not like there's a super gank burst thing coming from VP. No one going to be playing that. And Axe is going to be the setup similar to last game that Navi played with the Axe call into Ice Blast. So definitely good burst stuff on Navi's side. How does Arc Warden do against Razor mid?
It's okay. You can drop spirits, so when he tries to walk you with the static link, he walks through it, gets slow, takes some damage. For the most part, Arc Warden. So you're always going to lose like 30, 40 damage.
And what about like in a late game scenario? I feel like
late game, this is
Razor just runs them down.
You can usually send the clone in. Clone's really good this game. They don't have much like things they want to commit on them. The Arc is going to be able to carry if he gets 3-4 items. Maybe a Midas Mjolnir, a Pike or something along those lines.
Gotcha. Well, on the bright side for Navi, they've got very good run at you heroes between like basically everybody but A. It's excellent at just like chasing down VP. But on the other side, VP's got lots of minus armor, lots of teamfight abilities between Elder Tide and even Lesh. So it'll be kind of interesting how how they initiate is a lot of it. And having Venge as a counter initiation there is also really good.
Another thing I wanted to mention was
like Sven plus AA or something like that, and then Axe plus Earth Spirit.
They might even tri-lane at start. The Earth Spirit might kind of pull a wave or two, so the Lesh kind of feels awkward because he's...
How do you determine like when it's a good game for tri-lane versus just typical dual lanes? Is it like, oh, I need to protect this carry no matter what because he's core to our lineup? Is it like the matchups are bad?
Depend on the off lanes. If your off lane can get stuff, gets what he needs for by being sacrificed by himself. The off lane is very important for their strategy. They have this like early game push, and they have a Tide Hunter or a Timber Saw kind of thing. And enemy team needs to rally around him. He gets like pipe. What do you mean by those numbers? pop up behind the trees.
They might find
for
Roger
battle.
here.
They're spotted by the ward now.
But interesting ward here. What's the purpose of this? Spot the Earth Spirit or something? Well, they saw them place that.
30 seconds to battle.
Or didn't see him place it, but he predicted it. He's assuming there's vision there, so this must be like a common thing at this point.
They saw them pop the smoke, and the Dire team didn't know that they were spotted. So the Dire team thought they were still out of vision. Navi, the support, wanted probably ward so that they would see the lanes. I think they want to get really strong lane. They want to match this Earth Spirit up versus this Arc Warden. They're not sure which
The battle begins.
or the Leshrac lane. They kind of want to try lane it maybe.
Do you guys think this Dire ward that they place, the Navi place, is going to be useful though? Because it feels like they're. I guess it'll spot one rotation, right? Because there's only two walking paths to go mid from bottom.
It's just to catch the lanes. Catch the lane. So Ramses did a smart thing. He realized that there's a ward there, so he pretending to walk up. Now like all stuff is happening and he's sitting there.
To wait to see what the lanes.
Arc Warden should be fine.
He'll be fine. 8 damage is enough to last hit, right?
Yeah, but he lost 54 damage, which is kind of crucial. He's gonna miss a lot of last hit.
And they're gonna kind of duel aim mid for both sides want their mids to get an advantage in the lane. The Arc Warden wants to be able to sit there. He gets really strong at level 6. He gets double the spells, 2 times the fire. So if you can get him to that point, he's a very strong laner. But before then, he's weak, he's slow, his damage is a little on the low side, so he can't really contest last hits.
In the end, Navi VP got the lanes that they wanted, but we're gonna have an under-leveled Tidehunter. Just gonna have to walk all the way bottom. And we're gonna have a fatter Roger. Roger's like level 2 already. Solo XP.
This doesn't happen in my pub games ever, but when I watch it happen in pro games, I get really excited because I'm just like, damn, I can get a free level at the start of the game.
Yeah, for supports it's pretty good.
Very nice. That looks like a first blood to me. Roger picks it up. Pretty easy kill.
That was a nice stomp behind the trees. He had nowhere to go, so.
Febby, that was your play-by-play moment, by the way, you failed.
Oh, you guys got it.
We had it.
You have to get excited about it, dude.
Scream.
There's a chance that he lived somehow. Just gotta play that up. Any possibility, you gotta say, maybe it could happen.
2-minute run, Sonic was kind of blocking the small camp. The bottom, which is high haste.
That was the old I'm body blocking it whenever that reality was the word. Okay, he
Solo. Yeah. He probably clicked on Soneko before he like walked up to Central. Denied the haste.
Mid lane's going kind of bad for the Arc Warden, like you said.
Yeah. He got denied a lot in the first, so a lot of range creep got denied.
Yeah, and it is a Razor.
I don't think he should be too sad. Once he gets level about 4 or 3 or 4, he can now last the range creeps pretty easily with his Spark Wraith. Sometimes you can place him on the high ground if you're walking too far up. Guarantees, the magic damage he takes, so he might be able to whittle this Razor down if he doesn't buy enough.
I mean, even though Magical has so many denies, he's actually really not that far behind in levels. It's like a quarter of a level or something, so
The Earth Spirit was
okay.
sitting mid for the first wave or two to try to help secure it, but because of that.
Oh, let's look at top. You stop. Rounds just follow up with a stun. Yes, he can. It's a level 2 Edict, so he is going to do a lot of damage, but there are creeps along. So
Blizzy might, I know.
yeah, he's
Gonna have to sell.
one more hit. He starved
stars,
up.
bro.
He has another backup star, so it's okay.
Earth Spirit also backup Sal, so both of them are going to kind of heal up.
All right. Well, that's pretty good value for Ramses, although Ramses is also out of regen. So.
Yeah, but ET is going to go back. He's going to get the regen for the Leshrac. So it should be all good.
We're going to call.
Oh, we have a rolling border in. This might be bad for...
Ooh, they got him.
I thought he would get the stun.
Good pickup.
Saya kills himself to regen himself.
Where did he die? Oh, here. I see.
The boss.
Okay, just a support kill. I thought it was like, where did he get that kill?
So, what do you think the timing of VP is? Do you think they're going to try to just like delay?
It's a tight 6, obviously. Tight 6 and Leshrac Edict. They're just going to group up together, try to make space for Arc. But in Wild, I say that, they're rolling border and a kick mid, but knowing no one knows that there's no more stuns, so he just beats out to safety.
He did TP to base though, so he's gonna miss a full wave of
Radiant's
XP.
middle
Maybe a
tower
wave and a
is
half.
under
A
attack.
bit of a misplay, but at least he didn't die.
16 denies now on Razor. Went double Wraith Bend this game. Ike's ready to go again. Went 2 Boulder Smash.
Where's Zayak rolling for him again?
Let's see how long it takes to spot him. They still don't see him yet, or they see him now.
This creep is very good for Zayak to come to gank him.
Radiant
Push some more scans at this time. He knows Earth Spirit's here. This would have been a great time to roll in again, but no one's gonna have to go back. It's really zoning in from the lane just by being in the general area.
Roger might spot him out though if he rotated.
Is it gonna matter though? I don't think he can really stop anything.
They're gonna try to get bounty.
Oh yeah, true.
Edict is doing a lot of damage. There's nothing near it. Blizzy misses a 4. Beautiful stop. Stomp and a throw in. They get the kill.
Other side, they end up killing A again. Hope you guys don't have Snake on your fantasy. It's not accomplished much this game.
0-3-0, having a rough one.
One last hit though.
This is a classic for gameplay. You want to get some wards down, you want to get bounties for your team. You're trying to elevate your team's map awareness, and because of that, you lose your own map awareness, and sometimes you just go.
AA already having a low armor, Tide negates armor, and Bench also minuses the armor.
Good point.
The Anchor Smash does a lot of damage to it.
It's like -8 armor with the 2, the Gush and Wave of Terror, so it's a lot of damage. It doesn't help that A is pretty slow too. He's gonna have a rough one, that's for sure.
Sven's having a nice lane, 28 and 4. Both him and the Razor, both cores of Navi are having really good lane. I don't know if they're going to kind of rotate into being able to pressure the map. They're gonna want to try to farm.
They're going on Sven, but can they kill him? Yeah, he should be fine. I like what Blizzy is doing on top. He gave up the lane against the Leshrac and he kind of came to the VP's triangle to steal the stacks. He only stole like 1 stack, but I like it.
It's better than contesting Ramses in lane, right?
Yeah.
They're going to try to contest him right now before the Leshrac.
It looks like
You mean murder?
Try.
and Zayak.
I mean, surely they have the skill, right?
Ramsey should be fine.
I mean,
Got the Edict boss. Is this enough?
He has big juke right now. The wand and the stun.
you guys playing this one up for the viewers? Because that guy looks super dead. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I mean, it's like Sven stun, easy setup, guaranteed rolling bowler. That was a lot of damage. He's only level 5 Leshrac. I mean, he didn't even have like a bracer. He's a bracer now. I don't think he did before, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, look at Roger's position. He might solo kill, get a solo kill on Zayak here.
Oh, the spirit last hit,
already.
dude.
Wow.
The 50 damage for the kill.
Got a really early phases too. So he feels very happy from like the musical chairs that VP did.
Yeah, him sitting bot for those first 2 waves.
A lot of levers and a lot of gold.
He's got 3 kills already. 7 minutes, that's crazy.
Cool thing about phase boot CT, the spirit gets the movement slow when movement speed when you press the phase boots and astral spirit.
So you gotta phase and then cast astral, right?
Yes.
So you're still getting like the benefits of having a tranquil hypothetically,
Yeah.
with the extra benefits of the rundown. So.
And the armor.
Yeah, he like 12 armor earlier. Smoke coming in the mid lane could be scary for no one, but Roger is here.
Oh, but he's using a W. Maybe he wasn't aware they're going on no one. He has to be dead. Magical is doing a lot of damage. 56 damage already. 9 Panthers here with a big ravage to 3. It looks like a success for counter gank.
That was good. Good TP by Pasha. That was kind of nice. That even though Eldotine didn't do that much, he was still there for Stomp, so it gave him time to bring the tide.
Ramses came bottom too, but try to find the A, but A.
Let's see. Well, not too bad. Interesting. Didn't go Vengeance Sword this game.
His cores are
That's a ward.
don't utilize it that well, I think. Arc Warden is the main one that will utilize it, but that's only going to be 20-30 minutes in Arc. That's the point. So right now, he needs the stun for his Lesh and the W for his Lesh as well.
Yeah, the
Going on the bench,
extra points are good anyways.
Wanna come on the side. I really like that Thai TP to the middle lane because all the Thai teams that I've seen, they're just sitting in their lanes with their Ravage up until like 15-13 minutes, not using their Ravage. So, really like that.
Yeah, it really helps against Arc Warden who's getting dive. So no one's sitting at decent net worth. On his way towards his Midas. I mean, considering the fact that he got ganked and has had a hard lane, I think he's doing all right.
Yep. Blizzy looks like he has a lot of CS, but it's not that rich. He only is on 200 gold with base boots and bracer.
Because he got that stack, remember? So it's probably like satyrs and mud golems and stuff. Gotta pad the stats. Nothing's more beautiful than watching people kill stack camps, I think.
But that also means that Navi is going to have a pretty slow game because their game kind of plays around the Axe Blink.
I'm not sure if they're favored in the slow game though. I think the Arc Warden with his Midas is going to feel really good being able to not have to worry about being pressured all the time.
We're having some 10-minute fights for the bounty runes here.
Solo can go down. Ramsey's going to just back up. He can't contest that bounty rune. They're going to go for 2 bounties.
I mean, I would normally agree with you that Axe Blink is super important, but considering they've got Earth Spirit for initiation, and even like Sven, like all these guys have face boots basically, so they still have like good rundown, I would argue.
It is, but Sven's just going to AFK farm, and that's going to rely on Earth Spirit to hit his rolling borders. I guess like Zayak does play a very good Earth Spirit, so he can hit it, but their VP's early game is really strong.
What's his score now? 4, 5? 4.
0-4-1.
So here's what we talked about early game during the big fan phase. Tide ET, Tide, Leshrac working together. Tide has Ravage. Navi doesn't want to come defend this tower because of Ravage, and Ramses is like forcing the pressure that much faster with the Edict.
How do you like the double bracer on Tide here? I feel like all Tides go like some version of Vlad's with phase, but instead he's just like basey double bracer. He's like raw HP's high, he's prioritized a little bit of Kraken Shell.
I think it's because of the Leshrac. He knows that he doesn't have to get an early blink for Vlad's, he just has to tank up for the Leshrac.
So he just like shows up to push it basically and his front lines to the Lesh essentially.
Yeah. Gives more magic resistance on that as well.
Yeah, I think it makes sense with the Leshrac.
AA in the first period, even some of the Razor damage, that kind of mitigates.
Is under attack.
You want to... The raw HP is really good against the Axe, so that it's harder for him to get a...
That's really good.
Be an even lower...
Right now, Navi is trying to take the bottom tower, but they are taking it very slow, and Tide does have Ravage. Let's see if the VP wants to defend the bottom tier one.
Navi just stand if they don't catch anything.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Ramsey's
attack.
being bought, so after this 4, I believe they might start cheating.
Mid tower, getting mid tower actually looks better, and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're just converting on the mid tower.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Dire's middle tower is
Big
under
AO.
attack.
They might not be scared.
Earth Spirit might go in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kick this on Ramsey.
Dire's middle tower
Trade the
has
tower.
fallen.
Solo's kind of watching. Tower falls. Screams at the A.
Could potentially get a swap to help this team fight. Magical going for drum build. Went for agility this game, not health. How do you choose the talent? I feel like a lot of times Razors I've seen go health. Maybe that's just China, but
During the... People started picking him again a lot when the Rod of Athos build was popular. When you had that, there was a big argument of whether you were too tanky, so you did need the health, and you would go agi, or you wanted, since you were tanky, you'd want to be even more tanky. It's a lot of player preference, whether you want to be the even more tankier, or you're comfortable with how tanky. So I think right now he feels that he's really tanky, and he wants to be able to deal damage during this call, deal damage, magnetize an AO, and kind of get his first people down and die.
TP coming in from ET. Can they get a counter initiate here? No.
nice. Nope. Illusion. A little bit of focus there, and Seneko gets some gold finally. Is that a boots? Congratulations, Seneko.
This is an upgrade.
Blizzy almost has Blink Dagger too from farming bottom lane for 3 minutes.
That's not bad. Man, this guy's got 10 regen per second. He's got no regen items. It's insane.
You get spotted up with Spark Wraith. He should be fine. They don't really want to run at this hacks. Do they? They're TPing
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a bench coming in, though.
He gets out, hit by another Spark Wraith, but they have not much catch, no Blink Dagger.
Oh, going on left, same thing.
Oh, Saya Earth Spirit doing a lot of work.
Hit again on Leshrac.
I feel like we saw this picture again yesterday. Can Zaya make it? No, Roger ensures that.
That was so value though. That's insane that they got to do that twice in a row, and it's such a cool threat. Like, A could basically be anywhere but helps he's on that side of the map to make it faster, and then just a rolling boulder, and then they just get completely abused. He was so close to Yules too. He almost had the money. He thought he was gonna maybe get the kill, but the low ice blast cooldown, man.
I remember seeing that yesterday against EG. These two support from Navi, they were working together to kill the carry position from EG.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're seeing that again.
And in those ganks, though, it was a lot of like Axe into Earth Spirit into Ice Blast, but they're coordinating this so early that even though he didn't have movement speed, it didn't matter. Like, Sneko hit 6, and all of a sudden, they've got kill potential against pretty much everybody except for Tide, maybe ET.
Yeah, a lot of, after watching Navi, their support movement is very good throughout the whole game. Early, mid, and late. Sneko, Zayak make a lot of nice calls together. A is kind of a key part of their strategy.
How do you make good movements on a support normally? Is there like just behavior things where you just like feel like where you should be on the map kind of a thing, or is it like you're communicating with your other support and like setting up ganks constantly? Like,
you have to know like how much damage it's needed to kill the opponent. I think that's the key. You want like low number as possible, so it's not as
of
obvious.
heroes.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why the AA is so great. A provides damage, Earth Spirit provides lockdown, so two heroes work very nice together. The only downside is like they need an initiator, so I think Navi covers it up well with Axe. We're seeing this combo a lot too from Navi, Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it definitely is nice to have a mobile support that essentially is a built-in Blink Dagger. That's pretty cool.
But he's buying a second blink.
Why not, dude? Then you can blink out after blinking in.
That's weird. A lot of Earth Spirits tend to tank up, but Zayak buys Blink a lot.
If the blink is good, it lets him jump on the arc warden without fear of, hitting his roll or anything. If he sees him, he can instant blink, maybe kick him back to his team and roll a follow-up.
That's true. He could have a better chance of like silencing a Tide before he ravages and stuff like
Another
that.
AA blast coming bottom, where Roger step up. Oh, and just tips it. Zayak and AA. Zayak and Soneko working together again. That should be.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of close. His last tick or two for AA last, but they do catch the kill.
Yeah, it's really cool. So Navi, Axe is in charge of killing top, and Earth Spirit is in charge of whoever's coming bottom.
And then at the same time, this Sven, have you even seen him this whole game?
No.
I don't.
Well, that's because I'm a bad observer, but still.
Yeah. But he's just been hitting the creeps, sitting top of the net worth with 8.7k gold. He's having a really nice time.
Yeah, we've also seen Arc Warden kind of AFK farming too, so that's the one downside I'd say for Navi is that hero's kind of been unpressured, but even still, like killing the Lesh once and killing the supports on this side of the map is still pretty good.
Dire are scanning.
Got a dire scan top. They're thinking about pressuring top a little.
He wants a D-ward up there. This tower, it's not that important for Navi to take. I don't think they should force a rotation to commit a lot of resources to take the tower. This playing in the bot lane is really good for them right now. 2-2 kind of opens up the map a little more. They're already getting a bunch of kills down there, so I think playing in that area is beneficial. At the same time, VP needs to control that area. This bot jungle is going to be the important place for Warge for both teams.
Love they're doing this City and Blizzy and Earth Spirit bottom. It's kind of similar of the same ganks they've done before, but Blizzy's hiding in.
Yeah.
Ramses smurs it too, so it's a battle of patience here.
I mean, he could be trying to do the same thing, Roger over, they actually are smoking over.
They just walked into each other. Yules and Earth Spirit.
Raja Solo coming over too.
Stop at the last second to cancel the roll, and he's going to go down for free.
That's cool.
That was unfortunate for both teams. The Leshrac walked up to try to get vision, and he walked directly into the Earth Spirits. There's nothing he really could do.
I mean, I'm sure they're happy to get that kill. It's not terrible.
Another topic that I wanted to talk about is look at what
bottom.
Dagger, nice call on the Leshrac.
where are these spins?
2 more spins, and they'll go down. Nice.
Didn't even need the
We
chop.
got pretty lucky with those spins.
Yeah.
Snakeo's doing a really good job, like setting up these hero positions. He knows where everybody on P side is going to go, and then his initiators are in position.
Yeah, they keep playing off cooldown. Every time the A blasts off cooldown, they've already planned for their move. They shoot it out, and they get a kill. Really good to watch.
Like, he died a lot in the early game, but like after watching these last like 4 kills, it completely makes sense why they opened A. It feels like they play around this so well.
So what did you want to talk about?
I was talking about how Force Staff is kind of being an item of the game, an item of the tournament right now. Forget about Roger and Pseudo Force Staff.
It's a lot about wanting to be able to kind of reposition the heroes for these big team fights. There's a lot of fights, the games are getting drawn out, going high ground's harder. Force Staff helps both sides. If you're ambitious, you can try to aggressively Force Staff, or you can Force Staff your team out when you get initiated off. So I think it's a strong item. It's gonna be too like hot of an item. Everyone's gonna want to buy it right now.
Top tower is
So you think it's just this game potentially? Because I don't think it's great against Axe, but against Razor it's obviously excellent. That's maybe the bigger one. Against Sven, it's super good too.
Yeah.
If you blinks in and stun the guy and you push him 600 units away, a lot of times and a lot of times too, if you go to initiate on somebody, A is already expecting that person to get stunned, you know? So if you force him, as the stun comes out from Sven, it like messes up the AI blast, and then it's like, boom, one hero's dead, effectively.
AA blast running towards top. They're gonna try to kill the Titan 3, isn't it?
Yeah. See.
Should die. There's no save. He wants to commit the Ravage, he can maybe live, but I think he's gonna extend.
There's 2K from Roger.
Oh, a nice swap from Solo.
He'll live.
A nice another swap from Solo. Maybe everyone's gonna live.
Ooh. Roger has 16 wand too.
Roger might go down 2 more hits.
No, he's got one. He's got one.
Radiant's top tower.
Okay. Really well played by Virtus Pro there.
Oh.
Or just not the soul. He's got no down
Radiant
here.
structures are
Or
He's got
It's lifetime? Zayak's coming on. Coming
coming off
doors.
the cooldown soon.
Radiant's top
Blink fall.
tower.
He thinks better of it.
I mean, that's real deep. They got the tier 1, but that was a really good play. So the fact that they saved Tidehunter, that was a BKB on Razor the first second. That was excellent. And they lost 0 heroes.
And Nine Pasha still has Ravish.
Yeah, I thought he would have to commit the Ravage to live player.
It was so close. It was like one more hit and it's over.
He did have his pipe. He popped it very late, so he knew the AA blast wouldn't kill him.
That's a good point. Good to save it. It's like saving your wand, basically.
No one's going full greed here. Ida's Mjolnir into Trevor. He's going to bring off the charts with that GPM.
The bots is really good. Na'Vi doesn't have much split push catch that they can do quickly. They have no heroes that are going to buy their own bots. This Axe can maybe kill the clone, but that reveals his position. He's going to be able to push all these lanes out, get a lot of map control. Feel good about himself. I think he's going to start passing this Sven. Maybe.
So obviously showing yourself is kind of bad because then they don't feel as vulnerable on that side of the map, but are you saying it's just worth it because the Tempest double is so easy to just throw in every lane and they can't deal with them fast enough?
Yeah. It's also that you see the Axe, sure he kills your Tempest double, but now your real hero can kill out.
So from Na'Vi.
Because now you know Axe isn't there,
Yeah.
or because they use the combos.
Yeah, Oh, Solo might just walk in the smoke.
Looks like they're just going to find Solo.
You can see Blizzy and Magic are going to try to catch an extra, but
Swap though. But Zayak's there.
they commit. He might try to rotate into another tier 1.
The cut's fine. I'm sorry, other way around.
No one's trying his best to defend the tower.
His might is no.
Doesn't
Giants
So painful.
bottom tower
I care,
is under
dude.
attack.
I think VP might
Radiant
defend this
structures
mid tower.
are
We'll have to see Nine Pasha. Oh,
Nice
beautiful
big
3-man storm.
First splitter.
It's just a lever on the ulti, so it's not going to do that much damage.
But it might force them back. They're going to be really scared. This Sven Solo's ultimate.
Radiant's middle tower
they leave.
is under attack.
I mean, Crystallize is so
But
low.
top, look at top. Zayak found no one. So main hero too.
Does have a TP. That's a TP now, but it's over.
Axe is here with the ulti.
Dire's
What a
structures
huge play.
are fortified.
Blink probably makes it a lot easier to chase stuns when they split pushing heroes.
Look
I would
at that
assume.
4-man tip. They're united.
Na'Vi should feel good right now.
Bottom two, they caught Tidehunter.
Those 2 heroes securing the kill. I guess Razor gets so much physical, and Tide's built all like anti-magic. It's probably straightforward.
Ever since 10 minutes, Na'Vi has been the one who's catching VP heroes. I don't remember VP catching Na'Vi.
It's hard for
Radiant's
VP, I
middle
think,
tower
to
is under attack.
feel comfortable forcing because of the Stark Warden. I think the Stark Warden is making him play a little slower.
We get some.
See, caught Roger. Hey, blast coming in. Blast coming in. It's gonna hit too.
Radiant's middle
Well,
tower
crystallize
is under
once more
attack.
too. It's but solo jukes it.
Dude, the phase on X is actually so cool. I love how he used it there. He blinked forward, gets the call, but then he phases away, so then the enemy hero just chases after him. That was really awesome. Normally you need like a 4-staff or something to do that,
Radiant's middle tower is
but
under
practically
attack.
swapped the damn hero.
Phase roots are really strong right now. They give you a lot for the price. Gives you armor, gives you damage, gives you a lot of movement speed.
It's especially good on strength heroes. Lowers their armor.
So I think that Navi feel forced to end this game. I think that they can maybe have the next like 10-15
Look
minutes.
at this. No one though. He's gonna die twice.
Yeah, he has no buy either. They might try to rotate with maybe a Roche kill.
So you said they're going to feel forced to end the game?
I think
Dire's
the
bottom
BP lineup is going to feel really strong in 15 minutes. KVs get, 7, 6, 5.
Dire's
The less
bottom
track,
tower
the
has fallen.
T are going to start, popping off. That's what you got to look out for later. But as of now, with these big KVs, stop them.
Navi has been getting crucial
Radiant's
kills
middle
though on
tower
no one's
is under
twice.
attack.
I think they're gonna be feeling pretty happy. If they didn't get those kills on Noah, they would kind of feel scared. But they're like right now, they got
Radiant's
their
middle tower is under
foot on the
attack.
pedal right now. They just go, go, go.
I do think the most important thing for them right now is to just stay calm, keep playing how they're playing, don't feel forced to end the game right now.
Even though they're dying a lot, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, Navi's advantage now is massive. 6K is pretty huge, considering
Are scanning.
other things feel semi-equal. Bounty runes now, that's a quad bounty as well. It's just going to push their advantage even higher. BKB's ready on Axe, so he doesn't even worry about initiating now. I mean, they can still swap whoever he calls, but he doesn't have to worry about Ravage anymore. He doesn't have to worry about less stunning. He doesn't have to worry about ET stuff as much.
Very good squiggly lines from Ramses.
Is that how he's going?
If you can see the bounty, they went from 6K gold to 8K gold. These bounties right now are really important for both sides. If you can get the map control, even if you're giving up some farm to the enemy, you're getting 4 bounty runes or 3 bounty runes, your net worth is just going to accelerate. Getting more gold means that the bounty runes are easier.
I definitely like that addition in Dota. It's you don't have to worry about like players getting mad if you take their bounty rune as much. I mean, obviously canceling somebody's bottle refill is awful, but it just makes the game better, for low level players as well. It's like if they can't farm very well, all of a sudden they just have an objective in mind. Oh, I'll get bounty runes, easy.
It is still hard, I think, for some players. You have to still think about bounties. A lot of times you have to. Sometimes you're thinking too much about what you need to do on the map, so you kind of forget that every 5 minutes you have to get a bounty. Kind of think, oh, I want to do a rotation right now.
They're trying to catch bottom right now. Zaya pings it out.
Do you see him? Oh, the blink.
Nice move. I'm gonna try to get the roll. All stuff by crystallize.
So much damage.
Nice rolls on the stun block.
Nice catch from Zaya. He's
This guy-
really making plays all over the map.
3, 5, and 8 has been in 11 of the 14 kills in Navi. He's probably there, controlling the whole game for them.
Oh, I thought you were going to say MVP, but then thought the topic was too sensitive, so you didn't want to bring it up.
Don't want to hit my boy over here. So
You're just going to not say anything clearly.
Oh, I was looking at no one's island. He's getting 4-staff too, man. Everyone's getting 4-staff. Nine Pacha ran 4-staff.
Okay.
No one ran 4-staff. Everybody's got 4-staff except Ramses.
yeah. Also remember the artwork. He's going 4-staff. He said.
Yeah, he does have one.
Yeah. So he's gonna also have 2 4-staffs in the fight once he makes clone.
That's cool.
So you can force yourself, make your clone, force yourself again. Now you're gonna be 1,800 or 1,600 units away from your enemy. Your clone's gonna be in the middle, so it gives you a lot of breathing room.
Is this normal to get attack speed on Arc Warden? I feel like Arc Wardens always get the 8% cooldown reduction, but he went attack speed.
Not many people go the attack speed. People I know go the cooldown. You go Midas, you go Meal, go Boots of Travel. You go up to like 5 or 6 active items by the end. Some Arc Warden players prefer to go more like MKB Butterfly type of builds, and I think those are better attack speed.
Would you also argue that if he's behind or something, maybe attack speed's better to accelerate into your first like Maelstrom kind of area?
It could be, but at the same time, your Midas is going to be 8% faster off cooldown.
Yeah.
It's also not just 8%, it's another 8% because of the clone.
Yeah.
The clone's also going to be up. It's about like 90% uptime late game, the level 3 ult. So I personally think it scales a little more, but I could see why he kind of felt the need to use it to fight in the early game.
Gotcha.
10,000 gold lead for they. Once they get this next stages, I think, whenever they choose to go Roche, I think that's when they are going to try to choke out. Going to go high ground in the VP. The Arcor bubble, there's always the Ravage. Buybacks are still really scary, there's a swap. So I think at this point you want to get 8 security, you want to kind of take all the outer tower, maybe catch up to out of the base, turn this 10k gold lead into a 15k gold, and then a 20k gold lead, and that's when you feel comfortable to just jump into the base.
Looks like they're gonna be smoking again.
Crystallize super farmed right now. It's got the Daedalus BKB Echo Saber.
Blink on the Arcor, and he's magic point here, he gets swapped.
Easy living tide. Can they burst tide this time? Swap is there.
Oh my god.
He's gonna have to Ravage. A lot of them are BKB too, so.
Oh, dude.
Roger has another 4-staff. This is when the 4-staff comes in handy.
It's OP, dude. That was actually super sick.
That was a double BKB from Navi. Snake should have hit something out.
Oh wait, no one got caught. From main hero too, oh no.
Just the Sven that caught him?
I mean, I think it was Axe.
It's just in time for 30-minute boundaries too.
He's gotten caught so much this game, actually. 1, 4, and 2.
It's a really hard game. It's a slow hero. There's a lot of blink heroes on Navi, a lot of fast heroes. They have an Earth Spirit who already has a built-in blink, like you said earlier.
So if they have all these like hero counters that are fast and can dive on him, why do you think they justified picking him as the last pick?
I think they were worried about this Razor lane for all the heroes that they wanted to pick from mid. They want to push the flush mid. I think that lane would be okay, but they probably didn't see a game-winning hero that they could lane against the Sven tri-lane.
That would be able to like advance his core.
Yeah.
So they needed like some hero that could be a carry assistant but still lane mid.
Yeah, so they were probably thinking about, you know, Medusa type of hero, an Arcor type of hero, a Miko type of hero, these type of like position ones in the mid lane. Probably decided upon picking Arcor as probably the strongest of all those during this patch. I think it's probably the weakest. Miko gives you a specialist. And,
and there was a Sven. You can't play Miko. Yeah, you can't play Miko against
It's
him.
not a good Miko.
I call this the Roche rune, the double damage. That's what Navi needs right now.
Well, they could Roche, or they could just continue to gank heroes. Quick duels there by Ramsey's going to keep them far away from the danger of Zai.
But now
Nice blast
BP
going
knows that the Navi heroes are at bottom, so they're kind of sneaking out.
Shenhold jumps up with Riz into the side.
Not a 4-staff.
Nice BKB dodge.
Oh, that's 2k damage.
Gonna walk away. This DD Sven is ripping through all of Virtual right now. Double buyback on the ET and the Vengeful Spirit, but Navi's gonna walk it off.
If both sides don't have BKB, Navi has to kind of calm down. It's way too much magical damage and control from V.
I really like how they played that. They got the DD, they go into fight, they use the Ice Blast for vision. Sven held his buyback or his BKB for a long time. Even though he jumped on a tide, he just knew they weren't going to want to Ravage because all their heroes weren't there. It was pretty cool.
It's cool that they're BKBing early on the Razor so that the tide doesn't want to Ravage because he'll miss the Razor.
So they need like, they pop one BKB but not both basically, right?
And
So
then they swap the BKBs. So his Ravage is always only going to hit one.
That's really
the other
cool.
core is going to force stats or force a kill. Well, his Crystallized going to find Ramses. Oh.
He
That
doesn't.
scan just missed, I believe. That was a dire scan. That was so close to hit flash.
Yeah, it was over here to the left, wasn't it?
Did you see? So Zayak figured out that if you roll onto a cliff, on one of the exterior cliffs of the map,
Oh, it gives you high ground
gives you
vision?
flying vision.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
like,
Dude, that's actually so sick.
he's trying to scout right now to find where the slush rack is. If the scan hit, he probably would have, blinked up there, jumped on the trees, and found the lush rack.
That's really cool.
Luckily for Ramses, he didn't caught by them.
That's actually so busted, actually. It's like, Night Stalker has like a 100-second cooldown ultimate to see over trees, but this guy's got like a 4-second as long as he's on the cliffs.
It does. You do have to be on the edge of the map, so there's not many hiding spots that you're gonna now eliminate from the map. But it's a nice little trick that he taught me, well, by watching the game.
I like that one. Sounds cool. Normally you have to like drop a gem or something. That one should go away, I think. That one's too busted.
Yeah. He finished up his BKB now, so this Earth Spirit is actually going to carry the next fight.
You mean the rest of the game?
Yeah.
He's basically been doing that already.
Sven going to finish up his Satanic if he wants to sell his Midas, but he doesn't need to. Kind of just save. Maybe he'll just buy back. The way that I see Navi losing this don't have buys, or they buy it and then lose another fight when they're beat. They just play, you know, maybe they lose 2 heroes, they just chill, they maybe lose Roche, but I don't think it should matter that much. They keep playing the same game, that they don't feel forced that they have to end the game.
No, they've had such good tempo getting hero kills this whole game so far. It does feel like they're in a great place. Blizzy's also dying less than he was last game. He was more self-sacrificial at times. This game he's just so far ahead.
One thing that I want to mention is experience is showing here too. Like VP, even though they're 14k net worth down, they've been losing a lot of fights. They have a lot of good vision down. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, they do not, even with gems. So
that is pretty surprising. But most of the wards are on their side of the map, which are less common to deward. Some of them as well, kind of weird places. This one's not, obviously, but
VP desperately needs a gem right now.
Butterfly on the Wraith, but he's going to be a lot trickier. But Maelstrom does go through.
he got the armor talent as well. So he's basically looking at all the minus armor, I think, and just thinking, like, this is what I need. Agility talent, that's like 2.5. 10 armor, get a butterfly. It's got evasion. Actually is quite smart this game. 72% physical resist.
So it's going to get reduced. He's going to lose a lot of the butterfly.
It's a good... Yeah.
Because the Elder type.
Yes.
They're going to try to catch solo. He might try to swap a teammate, but I think he's... Ooh, nice swap on Blizz into a force staff. Backline,
ooh, another good force.
Nice stuns on the...
Another force staff?
No stun to catch him?
No stuns.
Really good TP. Forces too.
Zayak does have TP too, so he's gonna do a lot of work.
Do you think it would have been worth it for Magical to just go AC instead of Butterfly? Doesn't give him raw damage, obviously, but it gives him like comparable attack speed, helps the rest of his team have less minus armor, and it doesn't get countered by Elder Time.
Yeah, Sven benefits a lot from it too, so I think that was a good point.
Although Sven might want to buy it at some point too, is the other thing.
Sven does have very low armor. He only has 8.
You can just have the AC for him, you know? Got a Hex Mid.
So Arkward's finished up his Hex. Really
a lot of damage onto Magic.
He doesn't do that much damage himself though. It's just like Mjolnir, Midas,
yeah, so this
Scythe.
Arkward, his timing is... This game, it's 25. That's what he needs. Level 19. He's not even 20. These both the Spark Rate talents now are really strong. Cooldown and damage. They're gonna catch it.
Zayak gonna find it.
Ooh, accidentally punches him away.
Ooh, force step is not enough, and A blast is gonna connect.
Triple force.
These rolling boulders doing so much work. Hitting after them. Lots of pops BKB, magical pops BKB, so what a great core by Blizzy.
Other time's gonna try to stomp. He has no force step for 5 seconds. He's gonna ran down the back. Another follow-up kill. That's a great fight by now.
They needed one more force step.
Yeah, the Arkward tried. He instant ulted and then forced himself 2 times. The other time forced him triple. The Earth Spirit just rolled onto him 3 times.
Yeah, and the power of the BKB, they just couldn't stop him. There was like no way to prevent him from chasing down their allies with Blink and the Rolling Boulder and the BKB. They would have ravaged otherwise, probably.
So Crystallize gets a DD top again. The Martian up there, try to force buys, but he doesn't have that.
Normally doing Roche is the crack core, but having Arc Warden down for 30 seconds is such a time. It's really hard to go high ground against Arc Warden.
Oh, gets a call.
Core for Police.
They're gonna try for it.
There's a tide on 30.
Good swap.
Swap is there.
Still chasing them.
People go down.
Oh, rolling almost in bound.
Great back to mid lane. They lost almost nothing. Their solo dies once again. It feels like VP's just never gotten breathing room here. They haven't been able to take a normal fight just yet. So, like, yeah, Solo's been able to cut a lot of the losses in ganks, but they haven't gotten any team fights that looked reasonable yet.
Yeah. So luckily for VP, they have both their tier 2s silent, so Navi's forced it back, but they're going to take the shrine and potentially even roast him.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
No one doing his best to still push top. Going to pressure this tier 2, maybe even take it. Double
Top shrine has fallen.
Going Satanic next on Razor. He's definitely going attack speed this game, for sure.
He has the Sanji Nasha already, so to have the stacking status resistance, 43% status resistance.
That's what I picked. So I was thinking about SNY earlier, and when there was a Bristleback carry or something like that, and I used to like buying SNY and Bristle sometimes, but now it feels like, why not just always buy Solar Crest instead of SNY these days? It's like the only benefit is more raw stats, I guess, but it's like similar movement speed.
Look at bottom. Look at bottom.
Damage jam. I don't want to look bottom. Okay, I'll look there.
Stuff is happening though.
That's true. Ramsey's getting low.
You get double.
Ramses does have BKB. No one is here with the main hero.
Also BKB. Oh, I see Crystallize on the side. Trying to figure out what to
Nice.
do.
Oh, he missed the core.
Crystallize has no BKB. He didn't pop it. He got sheep.
He's gonna pop it though. Raptors really go down. Now they want to find no one. No one's kind of hiding in the trees. Someone's
gonna try to
someone's
force
ulti. But that's not what they want. Magical with his plasma fury. Finds no one.
Rabbit on no one.
It didn't get magical as BKB gets popped. Now the Hex and the Call. Then comes back in. Cleaning up. Roger is at half now. Very dead.
None of them have buybacks. 100 seconds.
Called by Solo.
Yeah, it's
It's-
GG.
It's a bad sign when you buy back and the symbol's still there, dude. That's just a bad sign. What a game by Navi. That was like actually insanely well played. Like laning stage, okay, he died a little bit too much, but then it was just like ice blast after ice blast into gank after gank in like creative ways, and then they turned that into just a fast blink dagger, and it just kept happening. He caught no one like 2 or 3 times, and VP never got to stabilize.
Yeah, I think Zayak also just owned the whole game. Him and Seneko,
he did.
They got 5 kills in a row. They got Ice Blast, they got a roll, got a kill. They did 2 times in the same place in over a minute. They just killed Ramses there and they killed Solo there. Pete didn't know how to stop the